Hey everybody, today I want to take you through my tattooing setup, what I think is the best setup when it comes to machine, needles, inks, all that good stuff. I have all this information in a bunch of different reviews all over my channel, so if you want to see more information about one of these products, chances are I have a review on it. I have a lot of people that ask me what the best setup is, and so I'm just going to show you what I set up every day for each tattoo. So let's get right into it. So I guess we'll start with what I sit on. This is a new chair. It's basically a saddle that you straddle, and then this part will support your torso to help you prevent back pain. I really highly recommend these. I did a full review on this if you did want to check it out. Moving on, I guess we'll start with the beginning of the tattoo. I've been using Anchored stencil solution to put on the stencils. I've been really liking this. It does take a while to dry though compared to stencil stuff and a few others that I've tried. Always Big Sleeps Killer Bee Black. I've been using this for maybe like 4 years, I don't know. It's been a while, but I can't find anything else that I like better than it. This pair of scissors is pretty sweet. Normally, I will use these ink caps. I believe I get them from Painful Pleasures. They're just the number 16 ink caps, so they're pretty large, but they're not too big. I usually use Phantom gloves, but they were all out, so I got these Black Dragon latex gloves, which I really like. Also, to set up and tear down, I use these Recovery vinyl gloves. These are super cheap, so then that way I'm not breaking the bank every time I'm tearing down and setting up my station. When it comes to colored inks, I use Fusion and Eternal. I think that these two have given me the best results so far, and I feel like they're a really trusted name also in the industry, so I don't really stray far from Fusion and Eternal. All right, let's take a trip over to my cabinet to check out what needles I'm using. So here's my pile of needles. As you can see, there are a million different brands, but as of right now, my favorite liners are either FYT or Black Claw. I really like Black Claw's straight 7 liners. They're super solid, even though this is a tight 7. And then FYT, I've liked everything so far from FYT, but especially their tight 3 liners. These have been my favorite. Super consistent needles, and I've been really liking them. And then for mags, I use either Good Guy Tattoo Supply, Needle Jig, oh, that's upside down, Needle Jig, or FYT. I like those 3 brands a lot. I use all their curved mags, and they've been super solid. So far, my favorite brand at the moment is FYT for their liners and shaders. Usually, I only like a brand for either their liners or shaders, but FYT so far has been super solid with both. Moving down to next shelf, we have some disposable grips here. I really like the Tat Soul Wrath disposable grips. Usually I have the blue ones, but I'm all out at the moment. I have to order more, but these red ones are really nice. They come with a push bar as well as the actual tube, and they're all individually wrapped. And then for my wand liner, I use the wand disposable grips. And then as a backup, I have these Kingpin disposables, but they're not my absolute favorite. Got a ton of ink caps, rubber bands, and whatnot. Moving down here, we've got sleeve guards. Oh, that's backwards. Sleeve guards. I really like these. You wrap your arm in them to make sure that you're not getting blood and guts all over your arm. These are super awesome. You can use a dental bib, you can use a paper towel, but these are really comfortable and breathable, and I think they're worth the money. Over here we got some more gloves. Oh, actually, here's the Phantom gloves that I like to use. These are super awesome. So those are my favorite. I guess I have 1 box left. So that's pretty much it for that cabinet, except for this bottom shelf. We've got some cleaners down here. I like to use the Opticide Max wipes. These are good for my machines. They won't strip the color off, which is really nice. I learned my hard way with Optum 1 when I was wiping down my machines with that. It will strip the color off of your machines. But for both of these, I like the really fast kill times. Optum 1, it is just less toxic in case I get it on my skin, and this is a more toxic option. So I use the combination of both, and then there's also green soap in there. Moving back over to my station, the power supply that I've been using for like the last 5 years is the Critical Atom X. I really like it. It's been reliable for me so far. The RCA cable, this is an FK Irons cable that I've been using for just as long as that power supply, and it hasn't messed up on me at all yet so far, so it's a super solid cable. Then the batteries that I like to use are also a Critical brand. These are the universal batteries from Critical. This is the RCA version. They also come in the Cheyenne connection as well. All right, next, before we go into my machine drawer, I'll show you what I use for aftercare. I really like Recovery Derm Shield. This is my favorite bandage by far. If I don't have Derm Shield, I just use Saniderm. I like the way that Derm Shield goes onto the skin more, though. It's more pliable than Saniderm. Saniderm has more of like a rigid plastic on it, so when you go to put it on the skin, it kind of gives you those like weird veins and bubbles and whatnot. So this, number one, this, number two, they're both really awesome for healing either way, though. All right, we'll go in my machine drawer. Let's open this up. The number one machine that I reach for in this drawer, though, is the Vlad Blad Avenger 2 Pro. You've heard me talk about this machine a million times if you've ever been on my channel. This is by far my favorite machine. I don't know how they can make a better machine than this. It's a variable stroke between 3.2 millimeters and 5.5 millimeters. So that makes this a very hard-hitting machine and also very versatile to become a very soft-hitting machine. This is a great machine, but my number two reached for machine is the Bishop Wand Liner. I use this anytime I'm doing mandalas for just like individual dot work and stippling. This works really well also for very large outlining days. It's a really powerful, hard-hitting machine, but it's not the greatest for whip shading or anything like that. It is very abusive to the skin, so you do have to be careful with it, but I really do enjoy this machine. And those are basically the only two machines I use out of this whole drawer. Everything else has been either machines I've used in the past or machines that I've reviewed that I got sent by companies. I also have other machines that's not in this drawer, but I'm kind of full. But either way, I'm going to be reviewing this one soon. It's a very interesting machine from Inkklaw. I've never really seen one shaped like this before. Now, I almost forgot to show you my tattoo furniture. I've got 3 different situations going on here. This is my armrest. I use this in almost every tattoo. I made it Star Wars myself and then put this plastic cover over top of it so it's wipeable. And then I've got my Star Wars bed here. I've also upholstered that myself. And then I've got my Marvel chair that's adjustable and everything like that. So between these 3 pieces of furniture, I'm able to really kind of get to any part of the body, which is super convenient. So yeah, that is my setup. And if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. And if not, I'll see you later. Bye.